Ever felt like everything was stacked against you? Like true loyalty was a forgotten virtue? Today, we unveil the timeless story of Ruth, a woman who faced unthinkable adversity, yet held onto her commitment, ultimately paving the way for a destiny so remarkable it will inspire you to believe in the power of unwavering faithfulness. Our story starts in the land of Moab. There lived a woman named Naomi and her family. During a famine, Naomi and her husband, Elimelech, packed up with their 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion, and left Bethlehem for a fresh start in Moab. But isn't it ironic? They left Bethlehem, which means house of bread, the very place that gave them birth, the land of their forefathers, in search of food. Her sons, Mahlon and Chilion, strong, strapping young men, found love and happiness in Moab, settling down with 2 local women, Orpah and Ruth. But fate, it seems, had a cruel twist in store. First, Naomi's husband, Elimelech, passed away. Both Mahlon and Chilion, whose names mean sick and sorrow, fell victim to the relentless grip of death, leaving Naomi alone in a foreign land with her 2 Moabite daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth. In the space of a few years, Naomi's life had been emptied. She had left Bethlehem full, but now she had nothing. She was experiencing a famine of hope. One day, Naomi heard the famine in Bethlehem was over, and food was back in her homeland. So she decided to go home. Yet she knew that for her daughters-in-law, returning to their families in Moab would be the best choice. With tears glistening in her eyes, Naomi turned to her daughters-in-law and spoke, her voice echoing the pain in her soul. "Go back, each of you, to your mother's home," she said. "May the Lord show you kindness as you have shown kindness to me and to your husbands." Her words, a mixture of sorrow and understanding, hung in the air between them. She knew what it meant to be torn between 2 worlds, between the land of one's birth and the home one has built. As the women stood there under the blazing sun, the full weight of their situation crashed down on them. Each of them had a choice to make, a choice that would impact the course of their lives forever. Orpah, one of the daughters-in-law, after hearing Naomi's words, decided to go back home. Orpah, through tears, kissed Naomi goodbye and turned back, thus leaving Naomi alone with Ruth. Now, while Orpah chose to return to her people, Ruth chose a different path. She could have easily followed Orpah back to Moab, choosing the familiarity of her own people over the uncertainty of an unknown future in Bethlehem. But her love for Naomi, her loyalty to the family she had joined, ran deeper than the desire to return home. Naomi urged her to go back to her family, to find solace and support among her own people. But Ruth's reply echoed with an unwavering determination. "Don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from following you," she said. "Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." Ruth's words were a testament to the strength of her character, her loyalty, and above all, her love for Naomi. She refused to abandon Naomi in her time of need. Instead, she chose to walk alongside her, sharing in both the hardships and the hopes of the journey. Touched by Ruth's steadfast loyalty, Naomi stopped trying to persuade her to return. She realized that she had found an exceptional daughter-in-law who had chosen to stay by her side, not because she had no other choice, but because her love and respect for Naomi knew no bounds. The bond between them deepened, forged in the fires of adversity, becoming a beacon of strength in the face of their uncertain future. The journey from Moab to Bethlehem was not just a physical one. It was a journey of faith, hope, and resilience. And at the end of it, waiting for them in Bethlehem was a future they could not have imagined. When Naomi and Ruth arrived back in Bethlehem, their return coincided with a time of plenty. The famine that had driven Naomi to Moab had passed, leaving behind a season of plenty. This sudden turn of fortune brought with it a chance for new beginnings, a glimmer of hope in what had seemed like a hopeless situation. It was during this time that Ruth met a man named Boaz whilst picking leftover grain in the fields to feed both herself and Naomi. He was a wealthy landowner and a distant relative of Naomi's late husband. Unlike many others, Boaz was not only kind and generous, but also deeply compassionate. He treated Ruth with kindness and respect, recognizing her hard work and unwavering loyalty to her mother-in-law. He allowed Ruth to pick grain in his fields. This unexpected kindness from a total stranger played a pivotal role in shaping their lives. As their paths intertwined, Naomi saw in Boaz the possibility of a better future for Ruth, a chance to secure her future within their community. Encouraged by his integrity and character, Naomi devised a plan. Naomi gave Ruth a bold instruction. "Go to Boaz tonight while he's winnowing barley at the threshing floor, and lay down at his feet after he falls asleep." It's a humble way to ask for protection and redemption. In the stillness of the night, Boaz stirred and awoke startled to find someone at his feet. It was Ruth, humble and courageous, following Naomi's bold instruction. She spoke softly in the quiet darkness, identifying herself as Ruth. She said, "I am your servant. Please spread the corner of your garment over me, for you are a guardian redeemer." Boaz was truly impressed by her courage and faith. He smiled and said, "The Lord bless you. You chose not to chase after younger guys. I'll do everything you ask because you're a woman of great character." Before Boaz could marry Ruth, he had to give another relative the chance to redeem Naomi's family line. That man declined, and Boaz legally took Ruth as his wife. In doing so, he fulfilled his duty as a kinsman redeemer, a concept rooted in Jewish law, where a close relative was obligated to help in cases of poverty, widowhood, or other hardships. So, the wedding took place, and soon after, Ruth bore Boaz a son whom they named Obed. And if you've been listening closely, you might have noticed something extraordinary. Do you remember that Ruth is from Moab? Well, Obed's son, Jesse, went on to become the father of King David himself. Yes, you heard it right. King David, the legendary king of Israel, the warrior poet, the man after God's own heart. And David's lineage, as told in the Bible, led to the birth of Jesus Christ, making Ruth, who was born in Moab, an ancestor of the Messiah. Isn't that an incredible story? Now, think about it. If it hadn't been for the famine, Naomi probably wouldn't have gone to Moab in the first place. If not for the death of her two sons, she wouldn't have formed such a close bond with her daughters-in-law. If Orpah had not returned to her own people, perhaps Ruth wouldn't have been as determined to stay with Naomi. If Ruth hadn't shown such loyalty, Naomi may have never found the strength to try and find love and companionship for her. And if Boaz hadn't been so kind and generous, well, Ruth's life could have turned out very differently. You see, each step of their journey, though filled with sorrow and hardship, was guided by God's providence. Every twist and turn, every choice made, led them closer to their ultimate destination. A destiny that neither Naomi nor Ruth could have ever imagined when they set foot on that fateful journey from Moab. Their story reminds us that sometimes the greatest joys come after the deepest sorrows, and that God can bring beauty out of ashes. Let's take a moment to thank God for the unwavering love displayed by Ruth. Just imagine if she had chosen to leave Naomi. Who knows how things might have turned out for Naomi. Let's also thank God for the kindness of Boaz, for his willingness to help someone in need, and for becoming part of this incredible story. If you liked this episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We'd love to have you back for our next episode. Until then, may God bless you and keep you. And remember, you are wonderfully made and deeply loved. Thank you for watching.